State of the Fan. Sgt Slaughter in the studio.
The Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, Sgt Slaughter. We also have the lovely Bree and Nikki, the Bella twins,
Hello.
joining us as well.
Jane
Lovely.
Yes.
I'd like to give the Bellas some orders, I'll tell you.
Yes. We will take them too. We will take them.
Well, now wait a minute. Now I thought you had some guy that you were. I saw a piece of video. Somebody sent it to me. Some guy, some wrestler that you two were interested in, and you found him in the locker room with somebody else.
Ugh.
Yes, that's
Well,
right.
it was a bet. Lucky for him.
Now, who was
Sarge,
the-
we needed you that night.
Who was the gal that he was with?
Gail Kim.
Gail who?
I know,
Just
right?
Oh, she
Is
seems
she
like
a
really nice
wrestler?
person.
Yes.
Well,
She's a wrestler?
Yeah, she's a wrestler.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a diva, and I don't know. I mean, you would think she'd be a nice person, but
Right.
supposedly, they felt sorry for us. So.
I mean, who would feel sorry for the Bellas?
Who would give up two Bellas for one Gail Kim?
That's what I'm saying. Twins?
That's a tough
Oh,
choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
I mean, when you can have two.
Yeah, two's
yeah.
always more fun than one.
Yeah.
Oh, I like these two.
Double
It got a little
trouble.
feisty, too, that little situation there with the
It did,
wrestler. I'm
yeah.
thinking there's going to be some level of payback, gals.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
major
You
payback.
have no idea.
Maybe you could write a nasty tweet.
Yeah.
That
I
seems
think
to
we
be
might get in the
fashionable
twit.
these
I
days.
think we already did.
Now let me ask you something. I want to talk to all of you guys. But how did you guys kind of get started? I know you were athletes to begin with before you kind of got into this. I know you played soccer and you model and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
well, Nikki and I did Diva Search, and we did it because we come from an athletic background and we were involved in entertainment, and WWE is all that mixed together, so we thought it was like our calling. So, you get to kick girls' butts and look hot doing it, and we're like, sign us up. So we went to McDonough, Georgia, got in the ring, and fell in love. And then we moved to Tampa, Florida. And
Oh, that's where it
trained.
all started here?
Well, that's the first time Nikki and I got in the ring.
Oh, okay.
And then we moved to Tampa, Florida to FCW, the WWE Developmental Program,
Yeah.
and we trained every day. And then about 13 months it took us to really learn the craft, and then we debuted on
That's
SmackDown.
interesting. I didn't know they had sort of a farm system.
Yeah.
Kind of like baseball, Leo.
Yeah,
Place
yeah.
to kind of get your feet wet.
That's a no-holds-barred training camp.
Yep.
No-holds-barred there.
Sgt Slaughter is joining us as well here on 680 The Fan. We should mention a couple of things that are going to be really kind of fun. Tickets for WrestleMania Access go on sale. That's going to be tomorrow, as a matter of fact, through Ticketmaster. It takes place Thursday, March 31st through April 3rd at the Georgia World Congress Center, Building C. Tickets to the 2011 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony, of which you are a member, Hall of Fame. Who inducted you into the Hall of Fame?
Pat Patterson.
Oh, that must have been fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. A lot of laughs because Pat's not real good with his English. It was a lot of fun.
Now, where are you from originally?
Originally, I was born in Beaufort, South Carolina, but I grew up in Minnesota.
You're from Beaufort, South Carolina. How about
Yeah.
that?
And one of the all-time great heels. Do we still use that moniker
I
anymore?
guess they do. Villain,
Yeah.
villain,
Yes.
yeah.
I mean, just one of the most recognizable in the history of WWE. Back then, it was called something else. But
Right.
as you look at what has happened to this profession, I mean, it's just staggering to me. You were a part of the enormous boom of the 80s where wrestling used to be almost an indulgence for people that they didn't really talk about. And
Right.
Vince McMahon did a great job with the brand, and you were part of really that explosion that took place to where this has become, I mean, it's not only for adults, it's for kids, I mean, and it's become a lot more mainstream.
Well, as the Bellas will tell you, that the athlete of today in wrestling is a much better athlete than we were because we didn't have the training facilities and the diet plans that they have now. And now they have doctors, they have trainers, they have chiropractors, they have diet people that are there to tell them what to eat. And of course, the drug policy and everything like that. It's a drug-free environment, which is good for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just a great place to work. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
And part of the reason he was such a great heel, as they say, was because he was a fan favorite, and then he turned, and great battles with, I remember back in the day with Bob Backlund, who was a very popular champion, and of course the battles with Hulk when everything started to explode.
The Iron Sheik. I came over to battle the Iron Sheik. They had the Iran situation with the hostage situation.
Yeah, right.
The Ayatollah Khomeini, and they had all the killing of the Marines at the embassy, and we never really got the Black Hawks down. We never got any real satisfaction out of doing anything to those guys. So when I had a chance to go against the Iron Sheik, I went for it.
Is it more fun to be the villain? I would think
Oh, yeah.
it's a lot more fun to play that,
It's
to play off the crowd and get them going and have them booing you. And
It's back when I was the villain. It was a little more dangerous, especially when you're a
Yeah.
former Marine Corps drill instructor and you're walking around with an Iraqi headpiece on and saying that you're supporting the Iraqi movement. It was a little dangerous. I had to wrestle with a bulletproof vest on. I had
Really?
24-hour
Wow.
surveillance around my house for 6 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, they had
I
armed
can
guards
see that.
walking around my perimeter of my home, and it wasn't easy to find. And,
see,
it
but
was
that's
just-
when you know you're really doing your job well.
Mm-hmm.
When you're affecting people like that.
When I flew, I always got off the plane, down the stairs. I never went through the terminals. I got in the car, and they took me to the hotel. And I would stay in the hotel. It was time for me to wrestle. I'd go to the arena, wrestle, go right back during intermission. Nobody ever saw me coming or going. So I guess Vince got tired of paying for damages on rental cars and things like that. So he decided just give me a limo and take me incognito.
That's great. People are nuts, aren't they?
Yeah.
We're kind of shooting this for 680thefan.com, and I was just wondering, your signature move was the camel clutch.
Cobra
Clutch.
Or the cobra clutch.
Yes.
Is that something you could perform on Leo? Or
Hey!
Sure.
No, I'm too old for that.
No crying though.
Yeah, no crying.
You know,
How about,
you know how to do it? They can do it, but not him.
What would you do about you? Yeah.
Oh, the Bellas can do it.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
They put any clutch they want on me. Huh?
Yeah.
Non-stop.
That's right.
You mentioned the Hall of Fame induction. One of the great things about WrestleMania, which is coming here, of course, is it's not just the event of the day. It's sort of like, it's become like the Super Bowl in that it's not just one day. It's an entire, really week of events.
It is.
And one of the great ones is the Hall of Fame induction ceremony.
Right. Well, the Bellas can talk about it because they know him better than I do. But Shawn Michaels is the first one that we've announced. There's many more coming, but that is one evening that's just set aside for greatness.
Totally. It's like the Oscars.
They have, it is. It is almost like that, where you see the wrestlers of the past, the present, and the future are all there, and their families, and we're all, in our environment together. And it is a family, and it's just a great night. And for Shawn Michaels, I mean, he earned it, and we're just, I can't wait to see who inducts him.
Oh, I know.
It's gonna be fun.
That's
And then everyone
exciting.
dresses so nice too.
Yeah.
Oh, so we don't know who is actually going to do that?
No.
For
We
him?
don't.
Who makes that determination?
He does. He'll
Shawn Michaels will decide who will induct him?
Right. He'll ask someone to.
What did it mean to you personally when you got inducted, Sarge?
Well, it was one of the highlights of my wrestling career. I wouldn't say it was the highlight of my life, but it was the highlight of my wrestling career. And having my daughters was about the highlight of my life. But it really meant a lot, and to accept it and to have your peers vote you in unanimously, it's quite a thrill. And sometimes you get up there and you get a little tongue-tied, but it's well worth it. All those years of being on the road and missing birthdays and anniversaries and holidays, it was well worth it.
Sgt Slaughter joining us here along with the Bella Twins from the WWE on 680 The Fan. Talk about what life is like for you away from wrestling. What are some of the things that you like to do when you're with your family or
Well, I'm
hobbies?
basically on the road quite a bit. I'm the
Right.
ambassador now for the WWE, so I visit a lot of hospitals and children's hospitals, veterans hospitals, visit the troops around the country and overseas, and when I get a chance, I like to golf.
Yeah, okay.
Plus, we're having a celebrity golf tournament during WrestleMania week, so if anybody's a golfer and wants to come and play with us, it's a good time seeing
Oh,
the
so our fans
Undertaker.
can actually golf with you guys?
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's a pretty
Undertaker will
awesome
be
thing.
out there, the Bellas,
Yes.
John
We
Cena.
golf,
And what do you
Big
what do you
show.
ladies do there on the golf course?
Oh, we golf.
We golf.
Oh, you
Yeah.
golf as well?
Oh,
We're
yes.
the putting queens.
Yep.
Wow. That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Now, ladies, I read in your bio that you were influenced by Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, we love Dusty Rhodes.
And the only reason that sounds strange to me is because, I mean, that's an old school guy. That's from way back in the day. So tell me, what was it about Dusty? The American Dream.
Yeah, well, it was his energy, and Dusty too. It's funny because we call him Daddy now because he's taught us so
I bet
much.
he loves that.
Yeah. But, so it was just the way he cut promos and stuff was very entertaining. pertaining to Nikki.
Now, did you have like a parents or a dad that was interested in wrestling? I mean, did you see it as kids growing up? Or?
You know, it wasn't big in our household growing up, but our brother and our guide cousins
Right.
were all into it, and they would always mimic whatever they saw, but they would do it to us.
Right.
So I actually, when
So
we
you've
were younger,
been-
we
you've
get
been
so
pinned.
sick of wrestling because I was
Yeah.
so tired of them making me tap all the time.
Right.
And them like
That's-
imitating all the wrestlers, because you know I'd be sitting there, and also my brother comes from behind
Right.
and would just throw me in everything, and it was like bam, fireman's carry, and then he put me into like a full Nelson, and would be sitting there, and I'm like, oh my gosh, let me go,
Yeah.
and he would just be doing all these impressions, and I was like wanting to kill him.
Yeah.
But you know, then we grew up loving it, so it was funny. My brother ruined it for us as kids.
Do you find that, like, when you, like, say, for instance, date, that the guys you date kind of want to wrestle? I mean, does that happen at all?
Yes, actually
Yeah.
it does.
Well, they'll
Yeah.
kind of like throw in like, oh, I wonder what moves you know and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
All the lines.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear quite a bit of them.
Yeah.
It's probably why we're still single.
It's because we don't want them.
The Bella Twins joining us here on 680 Fan Sgt Slaughter. Again,
When
tickets
when
for-
they get married, they're going to have a double ring ceremony.
you think so?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
There we go.
Have a ring for each one of them.
Do you have all that stuff that the twins talk about where you have similar kinds of feelings and you can kind of sense what the other one is doing when you're not even together, that kind of thing?
Yeah, we totally have that twin weird thing
Yeah.
that goes on.
Yes.
Totally. Like, I mean, even growing up, we were soccer players for 11 years, and one would sprain their ankle, and 2 weeks later, the other twin would sprain her
Really?
ankle. Same
Wow.
ankle,
Yeah.
losing toenails. I mean, that sounds so gross, but it was like, I know that
Do you
sounds so
feel
gross, but it was
feel
so
each
weird.
other's pain?
We do, and we felt each other's pain before.
Yeah.
and-
Or even I would be like in another state, and she would be doing some competition or something, and be really nervous, and I'd get that nervous feeling, and I'd call my mom, and I'd just be like, and she's like, oh, I'm at Nicole's event, and I'm like, no wonder I'm nervous, because Nicole's either she was running track at the time, or something, and it was just nuts how.
I was better at the sports than Bree, so.
At least I'm cuter.
Oh, really? Wow.
Who was born
Just
first?
kidding. I was born first.
Ugh, can't you tell?
Nikki, 16 minutes older.
This is the
I'm
boss
proud.
over here.
See, you know the funny thing is, and,
That's
and
right.
they are very similar, and you are technically identical twins,
Right.
but I can tell the difference.
Was it
I mean,
the
can't you
hair?
Yeah, I
can't you
can too.
tell?
Sure,
You can
absolutely.
tell.
She
You know,
straightened her hair though today, and I didn't. Is that it?
no,
It's
it's not
slightly different facial
Slightly,
features.
slightly different. I mean,
Yeah.
you're both beautiful, but
Well, thank
there's a difference. I mean,
But if
you
you
know.
had to pick, say for instance, if
Oh,
if
I'm
you were
not
forced
gonna
to
say that.
choose.
Oh, come
Oh,
on.
you were forced to
No,
choose.
I'm gonna
It's
flex, so make your decision right. Just kidding.
She has nice guns. She does.
I do too.
They both do.
It's a tie.
That's a
No, it
tie.
can't be a tie. No, you have to declare, make a pick.
Yeah, but you know the whole thing to where they say, well, they can date the same guy and they won't know, that kind of thing. See, that's not the case.
You
could
never did
tell.
that, did you, in high school?
No,
No.
the only thing we would do is if we met a guy and I was like, he's not good for me, but he'll be good for my sister, so I'd act like her. So I'd meet a guy and I'd go, oh, I'm Nikki, da-da-da-da. Here's my number, and I'd really give her hers. So
Oh.
a couple guys would get weirded out because they're like, oh, was it you I first met? And so we do that.
Do you have similar tastes when it comes to
No.
the type of guys that? No, really.
Yeah.
Which one?
Brianna likes dirty rocker boys that are half her weight.
Dirty rocker boys.
Not dirty, I like rocker
Well,
guys.
Rock guys are thought of as being dirty. You mean like Tommy Lee or Bret Michaels, that type?
Ew, not Bret Michaels, but
Okay.
Tommy Lee,
Tommy
you know,
Lee, yeah.
like
yeah.
all those types.
Axl
Okay.
Rose.
Axel. Okay, that kind of a dirty guy.
Oh,
and then what
yes.
about you, Nikki? What do you like?
I mean, I don't really have like an exact type, like,
Yeah.
but I do like more athletic type of guys.
Right.
I'm into someone who keeps himself in shape.
Like a Tom Brady? Would that be?
Yeah, but he's still kind of pretty. I like a really like a man,
rugged.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
like
my
a,
gosh.
Like
give
throw on
me
the
Tom
Wranglers
Brady.
and like have like the rough hands.
Like a Brett
type of
Favre,
man.
maybe.
Yeah, except
Except
you
too
know,
old.
just don't want pics tweeted or texted him. But, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I'm sorry about the whole picture.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Now, Sergeant
He
Slaughter.
became a turnoff after that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And he continues to text me. That's the thing. He won't stop sending me those pictures.
Right?
Sergeant Slaughter joining us
Yeah.
here on 680 The Fan as well. Now, you're a married man with how many kids?
No, I'm not married.
You're
I
not
have,
married,
I have
I'm
two
sorry.
daughters and
You just went ahead
two
and had kids
granddaughters.
instead.
Yeah.
See, that's the way to do
That's
it
what I
these
like.
days. Why take on a
I'm
wife?
the
Just
El-
have kids.
I'm the Elton John of my time.
Yeah. That's what we like to hear.
The Elton John of your time.
Yeah.
Boy, that
Yeah.
takes on a pretty interesting kind of thing.
You know who,
Doesn't it?
you know who the biggest gay in wrestling is, don't you?
The biggest what?
Biggest what?
Gay?
No.
kiss me and I'll tell you.
Oh.
All right, well, lean on over
That's
here.
right.
Very smooth.
All right, let's talk about what's going on here. Tickets for the 2011 WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony currently on sale. You can get those through Ticketmaster. The Hall of Fame ceremony takes place on Saturday, April 2nd, Phillips Arena. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, whom we had in the studio, very, very nice guy too, very cool, will be announced as the first inductee. And then, of course, the big WrestleMania event takes place on Sunday, April 3rd. But it's basically a kind of a week-long event.
Right. The access is going to be so much fun because John Cena is going to bring some of his vintage cars there.
Oh, really?
They'll
Wow.
have them on display, and there's going to have a step into Mr. McMahon's office type of thing where you can go into his office and you can do play-by-play. They'll have wrestling matches going on all the time, and of course you get to meet the Bellas and all
That's
the TVs.
right.
Yeah,
You
the
know
Bellas-
what else I had on the show once, and she was terrific, was Stephanie.
Stephanie,
McMahon.
yeah.
Oh,
She
yeah,
was
she's
just
amazing.
great
She's amazing.
and very hot, too. When you
Yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
Oh, she
She
is.
came in with a little kind of short skirt on like you guys are wearing.
Yeah.
Very, very nice. I should
Nice.
mention that last year's WrestleMania week in Phoenix generated $45 million in economic impact for the city of Phoenix. And over the last, I guess, 3 years, have generated $150 million for the host city. So
Right,
when
right.
you guys come to town,
Yeah.
it's a big event.
I know last year we went to a hospital, and that was a
Oh, we
great time.
did.
Oh, yeah.
Great time,
Oh,
and got
Phoenix
to meet a lot of the
Children's
children, and they have the WrestleMania art where they sell the artwork and they donate that to the hospital. And I'm not sure which hospital is. I guess it's a children's hospital.
Yeah.
There.
Well, thanks for the great work that you folks do.
Thanks
I
for
mean,
having us.
Not
Thank
only in the
you.
ring, but all the public service and charity and all that
Thanks
kind
for
of
having
stuff that
us
you guys
on,
do.
and we appreciate all your hard work and
Absolutely.
promoting us.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm happy
we
to
do.
help. I'm sure you guys are going to pack the house out. And I am told there are still some tickets available left for WrestleMania. They go on sale Saturday at Ticketmaster. So grab them while you can, because I know
Absolutely.
that's going to be packed out, and I know all the events leading up to it. Like WrestleMania Access, like you mentioned,
Golf
Sarge. I mean,
tournament, yeah.
it's going to be tremendously
Yeah.
successful. We're all
Hall of
looking
Fame.
forward to it.
Yeah.
We really are.
Thank you.
Hey.
All right,
Thank
Sergeant
you.
Slaughter
Thank you.
and the Bella
No
Twins.
further questions. You're dismissed.
All right, thank you so
Yeah.
much. And hut! Rude Awakening on 680 The Fan, now on FM at 93.7.
Joined now by my good buddy Scott Gentleman from Kia Mall of Georgia. Scott, what do you got planned for the weekend? I know the big game is